One concern I know a lot of people have is that it's a very new vaccine. It was rushed, or at least a lot of people seem to think it was rushed. I know a year ago people didn't think we'd be able to get a vaccine this quickly. So with all that, how is this vaccine safe?
So I think we would want to address that from the standpoint of, number one, that mRNA vaccines were being trialed for the last several years and for quite a long time, but there was no human phase 3 trials that were accomplished until COVID hit. When COVID hit and people started dying, then the sense of urgency took place. So on a national level, with the CDC and the FDA and the institutes that go through the process of trying to achieve vaccination trials, things take time. But the urgency of people dying expedited the whole process. From a government stimulus, from scientists getting their heads together, from task forces put together by our former president, etc. I think that things took place in more of a hurry because of the concern about people dying. Normally the process of processing paperwork and steps in between phases of trials take times while people analyze and say, well, what are we going to do here? What are we going to do there? But I think some of that red tape or some of that process was made faster for the sake of trying to save lives. Once the trials began and the good outcomes were seen, then the emergency use authorization was applied for because lives were being saved. So I think emergencies and life-threatening situations require that we respond accordingly.
Kevin, I think the public responded accordingly too. One of the other reasons that this vaccine came out so quickly and was given the emergency use authorization so quickly is because the amount of people that received the vaccine in the clinical trials happened quickly. Normally with vaccines we've seen in the past during development, that may take 3 to 5 years to enroll enough tens of thousands of people to volunteer to take that vaccine to test it within those clinical trials. People were afraid of COVID, as they should be, and people were lining up and volunteering to test this vaccine. So really the numbers are no different in the patients and people that volunteered to test this vaccine. I think that's worth saying, and that was one of the prime reasons this was able to be developed so quickly. And you hit on the secondary reasons. It's not new technology. We're blessed in this country with some of the best scientists, with some of the best manufacturing drug companies, Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson. They've been making vaccines for years. They know how to do it, and we're blessed that they could respond to this pandemic in a timely fashion.